Ew, we're talking about Nightrose and you bring up this Dragon Empire slop? I mean, what is this?
I don't know if you're watching my stream, but we were talking about
I wasn't on the toilet, so...
unfortunate.
Honestly, now that I see Forbidol in here, I'm super mad that I'm already spilling all the goo, because this looks way better. It might as well be, you know, together with the crest. Like, this thing will be base 20k by the end game, and then the crest will have probably been giving like plus 25 or so. It's gonna be like a 40k, 45k swing, which might as well be Skull Dragon, especially in a format where you don't have plus 10k grade 1 shields. Aww. But then it's also like really sick guard. So
yeah, I think his shield is very valuable.
It's more, right? It's 15.
Is it 15? Oh yeah, true, it is 15.
After 10.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So
damn, I didn't even realize.
Crazy. And then Nightrose is just Mordred Phantom, so...
Yeah, and for better or worse, I guess.
I mean, it's good, obviously, like it's very strong. It's just, you know, as far as design space goes, it's not the most interesting. But that's fine. I would rather have Nightrose be broken than interesting.
I mean, it's the same thing as like what the original Nightrose did, except the original, like this exact stride was like called to only one column, so it was like worse.
Yes, it was way worse.
And gain crit, and CB2.
Yeah, I mean, if we got the original one, I think we could, you know, cancel all our pre-orders.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sad.
But,
I mean, until they revealed the stride, everything was like, no multi-tag, like what? But
I mean, even before they revealed the stride, though, I felt like it was a deck that plussed a lot. Like, it could somewhat grade 2 game, because like Revival in general is just strong early game, and then after first stride you could have like 10-15 cards in your hand, from what I saw some Japanese people tweet.
Yeah. So I saw that tweet too. That was like, yeah, you have the 15 cards.
So now you have payoff for that, you know, that endless tanking early, let's say. That's pretty strong, especially because all of this, you know, gets better the longer the game goes on. Because, oh, another reason I called Marauding Shade Skull Dragon is because the Nightrose is going to buff it again. You know, the called units get plus 10, so it's going to be like 50k, 55k in a long game.
And also Crest as well.
Yeah, I already counted that. Like I said, like it's 20, Marauding is 20 by itself, then probably like 20 to 25 from the Crest, you know, in the late game, and then another 10. So it'll be like 50 to 55k, which is crazy. Now, Nightrose can't call 2 Maraudings, and you can't do Lazy into Marauding either. Because
oh shit! Wait, they just announced a new Eugene. What the fuck?
Ew, we're talking about Nightrose and you bring up this Dragon Empire slop. I mean, what is this?
Holy shit! It's double rare. They're not even making it triple rare. That's
yeah. I mean,
they tried.
Wait, isn't that spooky? Wait, did they ban everything in premium? Like to abuse Eugene? Because there was like this silly discard 6 thing, right?
I feel like there was, yeah.
I think they banned it. I don't remember. But yeah, Nightrose honestly seems solid. I don't want to hype it too much because I still need to win worlds with it, you know. But
yeah, it's like I was talking with my chat. I don't know if you're watching my stream, but we were talking about.
I wasn't on the toilet, so.
Unfortunate. But we were trying to like come up with an initial build. What do you think of the Night Storm? It's like GB2 gets 10k if it's in hollow state, and when you ditch it for stride, you draw 1.
It's just the same as all the other ones, and I've always found them to be pretty shit. Like, because Jet had one, and I always hated it, but obviously you played it because you kind of had to.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning. I don't know. By the end, you still did, right? I think I ran it at Springfest.
Bali, yeah, you still played it.
And then in Shiranui, you have one, and I hated that thing as well.
No, the Shiranui one wasn't played much. It was the actual, like the other Shiranui.
Yes, yeah, I know. Like that one. I mean, I still saw some people like when people pivoted to riding up more because they started understanding that people could just nuke you with Angel Ladder if you didn't. And also, like Japan got that grade 2 ride up hit, right? So they were kind of forced to ride up more. Then people started playing that other Shiranui slightly more from what I saw. But yeah, I thought it was
at one point.
pretty meh.
Yeah, there was a brief moment in time.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to play it. I mean, I think Enlarge Gulf is so broken.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I mean, maybe it's probably less broken in standard because you can't add back heals.
Yeah, but it's like it confirms that you can always loop this Nightrose Stride, which I think is nice.
Yes, that's true.
So it's like you can always call this. You can always call Enlargo from the freaking Nightrose Stride, and then just like add back the Stride fodder for every turn. So that's pretty nice.
Yes, and because she can't call 2 shades anyway, like you might as well just call Enlargo plus a shade.
True.
Yeah.
How many of the shades would you play?
I would play 7 if I could, but it's gonna be 4.
Does it get power during early turns? Is it GB1? It's not right. It's not. So you need Nightrose Crest, and as long as it's in hollow, it gets 5. So I guess like
but you don't want to hollow it. So
yeah, I mean, if you want to hit numbers, it's 15.
Early game, it's a 10k. Early game, it's a 10k shield as well already, which is still important because grade 2 gaming is pretty defined by 10k shield very often.
True.
Like when I was testing for Springfest for that whole evening with Alex, I noticed like I really wanted draw triggers because they were good in the grade 2 game. So like I can imagine the 10k shield here is still relevant. But regardless, even though it's not that useful early, I think it's just too broken late not to.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I had people tell me that I had to play like a billion Esperadier or whatever it's called in Shiranui, despite it being dead in the grade 2 game. So you now can't tell me that we're not maxing out Marauding Shade. Like, there's no way. This card is like...
He do be kind of right though.
There's no way you were fine with like 3 or 4 of these bricky ass Esperides, and then now you would be like, oh, I don't know, Marauding Shade is only 10k shield. Like, no.
Yeah, Alex says 1 whole evening.
No, sorry, it was the whole day before.
And the day before. Oh, so kind. So I'm thinking like, well, if you want to open my stream on the other side. I think for the Nightrose herself, you probably just play 2 in main deck, because I guess you don't really need max, I think.
So 2 main, 1 ride deck, sure.
Yeah, and then like 4 in Largo. Like I have 1 Night Storm in here as like a consideration, but I'm not really sure about it.
I'm sure some people will play it and they'll come up with a reason like it's another thing that gets big. Because like if you're trying to go for the kill and 1 is your marauding, then the other thing better get relatively big, and Nightstorm is something that still can get somewhat big plus
yeah,
crest,
because they have to be different names.
Yes. So like maybe 1 is correct.
I feel like you probably do see it enough.
But I don't know, is this gonna be a format where people grade 2 game? That's my biggest question. Because if it is, I would yeet that Nightstorm out. And honestly, I don't think you play 4 in Largulf either.
Oh, you don't?
Maybe that's a hot take.
Somebody else also said... Oh, Alex says I disagree, grade 2 gaming the new Stride decks. I think I also agree because most of the new cards in both Harry and Nightrose don't have GB1 effects. Like Lazy also says like he revives something if you have Nightrose grade 3 Vanguard. He doesn't care about GB. So you can just ride up and like revive stuff.
Yeah, but what is this deck doing if you don't get your crests like flips?
I mean, so like imagine, I guess, if let's say you're in Stride Mirror and your opponent takes go second, then you're playing Nightrose, then you can turn 3, call Lazy, and then that calls the Shade hollows, and then it gets its extra 5, so then you already have like 15, so you're asking for, even unboosted, you're asking for awkward guard numbers, so you're pushing the damage, and then like, you're not winning on first stride with this deck, because you're only doing 3 attacks, so it's like,
Yeah, but like, everything about this deck is scary because of like the flipping, right? And also when you call Shade, that's a -1 from hand, you then get a Lazy, and then they both die, right? Because they both need to be... No, sorry, you call a Lazy from hand and then you get a Shade. Like, that's minus from hand, and then they all die, so I don't know. Maybe I'm too afraid of minusing.
You just Nightrose,
but I would much rather go like... Elenia call Bone and plus. Oh, but Bone can't kill itself on the turn 3, right? Because it needs to be.
Bone has to be revived from drop.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. Elenia revives it, but I don't know. Does Bone stipulate that it has to be on a stride turn or no?
No, Bone I think can be. Let me read it again. Where is it? When this turn it was placed from drop in the battle boosted. If you have Nightrose Crest, retire, draw 1. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I would much rather, you know, Elenia revive this thing than be playing with like extra push. I mean, I don't know, just the fact that Elenia stays on the board and then you still have a push and it then like refunds itself makes me think way more of that dog than I have high number with Daisy type of stuff.
What do you think of Alvina?
Who?
So this is a grade 1 in the set that's coming out this Friday for you guys. She says, when you call her from hand, other than in battle phase, Energy Blast 3, revive a grade 1. And she gets 2k if you have 4 more units.
Oh.
So she can revive Bone turn 1.
What does the Energy Cycler do for Stoicheia?
The bonus effect requires Persona Ride, so it's literally just like Upstart Goblin.
Yeah, no, I like Alvina a lot then. Because we need something to do with our energy. I mean, except for, you know, a free draw once every billion turns. Like,
so it's like there's this, and then there's also the Dragon from Festival, which is like when you discard a card from hand during your turn, you can Energy Blast 3 and remove this from rear or drop to get the discarded thing back to hand. And then also when this is called, if your Vanguard is same or lower than your opponent's Vanguard, you can mill the top card of your deck and it gets plus 2k. So like I guess for like going second, if you want to just like bash 3 times, it's like you have technically multiple 10k grade 1s.
But the problem is that we don't have specific mills in D, right? Like we don't have the Columbard, we don't have the Obadiah, none of that does mill specific. And will you see this card early enough by the point you need it with only 2 copies? But I would never want to play more than 2 copies. It reminds me of the Maple cards, where I love seeing 1 early and then it's the best card in my deck, and if I play more than 1, I hate my life. But if I then see it late, it's also bad. So I'm afraid with that little flower dragon thing. But it's also really good, obviously, because it makes you less required to play a billion Enlargulf, which I think is somewhat of an awkward card to play so many of.
Yeah, I get it. It's just that I'm a bit worried about not seeing the Enlargulf, but I guess if you're worried about not seeing it, you could make your Regulus just be like Forbidol, I guess.
Oh yeah, I would play Forbidol. Wait, Forbidol only revives 3, so we don't have Beatrice type cards in this, right? Do we have any Elenia that's grade 3?
No. We only have Alvina's like grade 1 Elenia basically for like no cost.
Yeah, but there's also another grade 1 that does something like that, isn't it? Dianta or something?
Yeah, she's a CB though.
Ew. Yeah, no, this Alvina is better.
Yeah.
But yeah, Forbidol is just crazy in premium, and every time I see Forbidol in Premium Grand Blue, I think, cool, I won. This is awesome. I get to eat early. But I can't imagine it's the same for Standard because we don't have Beatrice.
Yeah.
If there's a Beatrice type card, I would play it.
Most people are saying it's not worth it. I quite like Caliburn. It's like either Pot of Greed or Soul and CC, which I think is like rarely bad.
I guess. What's the format now though? Like there's no Angel Ladder arguments anymore because that card was silly before. But I don't know.
The top dog is Shoujo Doji, so and that's like a pretty consistent like 6 or 7 attack per turn deck that like usually like doesn't scale in power super hard. So that also is like another argument for the Shade, is that like the 15k shield will be very important. I guess the other option is Twin Cast. That one is also a new Regulus piece from this set, which is like it's kind of like a G-Guard where it's a 10k Blitz order, but then in drop you can remove it from drop from the game, and then it's like a 15k shield basically. And so
that seems too weak, I think.
It's basically like a G-Guard for no cost. That's kind of how you can see it. Like a G-Guard with no effect as well, I guess.
Yeah, but it's so I don't know. Like when I see these Regalis pieces, I want them to, well, not win the game on the spot, but you know, I want them to be broken, and that just feels like
in Pokemon.
Yeah, like it needs to be a divine skill on its own. And right now, like, but I don't know. The draw 2 also feels so meh. I don't know. Like I find an order in general needs to be really good before it should be played, because it has early game, it doesn't do anything. Then it doesn't have guard. It cannot be called. Like, its effect better be damn good. Now, I maybe this is it. Maybe this is good enough. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not, like, this is just, like, what I came to. Like, I think Forbidol's okay. Then you could cut down your Enlargolf.
I mean, I'm not saying to play Forbidol, of course. Like, I don't see any grade 3s that are worth calling except for Enlargolf.
And I guess, like, the one nice
To be fair, actually, once you're on Nightrose, going, like, Forbidol, call Enlargolf plus Nightstorm.
And then, Enlargolf revives something immediately, right?
Enlargolf, like, adds something back. And then... And remember that, like, you go swing, swing, then your Nightrose attacks, revives 2 back. Because that's also a thing you do in Premium, right? Like, you keep your Forbidol for later if you don't draw it by turn 3, so that you can, like, Bad Bounty or Bartholomew. You can go Forbidol, get your Skull Dragons, get pushed, then those Bad Bounty and Bartholomew pushes also create more pushes. So it, like... Okay, to make this English...
I know. I can speak this language. Chat might not though.
Okay, print bodies before Vanguard attack. Good.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. Maybe there's an argument.
Because also, like, the Nightrose Stride needs to retire 2 things, and it's like technically just Nightrose Stride revive lazy effect call something will give you 2 bodies, but it's like you don't want to go into that battle phase with just 2 bodies on board.
That's also 2 CB. I mean, lazy will refund itself, but I'm still not super stoked on that.
Do you consider yourself playing any other CC?
Does Stoikea have good CC?
There's a CC that's, like, if you've done 5 attacks this turn, it goes back to, it does CC. Yeah. It's called Clipping Dragon. But
maybe it doesn't have another name, but it's I played in Gradora at one point. It was always super bad.
This thing.
It's just bad. Yeah, I know. I have the SP. I tried it in Gradora. I tried it in Grand Blue as well. It's just... Like, the fact that you need to get that far makes it very awkward.
I think it's also the fact it doesn't do anything else. It's like, that's the only thing that's contributing to the game.
Yeah, I don't...
Whereas, like, Lazy is a CC, but it's also a reviver. So, it feels kind of whatever.
Yeah, like, I mean, if this deck could build fields... and then randomly add this to the board in the same way we do in Premium, where Obadiah would put this, you know, would put like a Grenache in the back and it's like, cool, this will chill there and refund everything. Yeah, sure, I'd play that, but we don't. We have to pay for every revive, so I think every revive needs to be good, and then also I don't want to minus for my hand to call this, when the whole point of this deck is that I get to build a free field.
Yeah. The one thing to keep in mind is that, like, the lazy CC can only happen if you haven't CC'd this turn. So it's like the only other CCs you can ever consider are the ones that are end of turn. So it's like same timing as him.
Yeah. Don't forget this doesn't even have to be end of turn. Like, if you call over him with Nightrose, the CC will also go off.
Oh, true. Good point.
Because it doesn't say when retired by Holo, it says when retired. Which is like
in a Holo state.
Important. Yeah.
True.
What does the Sailor guy do? The grade 1.
The Sailor grade 1?
I don't know over chess card. The Sailor, like, you know, in your deck right now, you have like a grade 1 Sailor. That thing. What does it do again?
This thing is quite good. If you have 10 or more drop, it's a 18k body, and when called from hand, look at top 5 mill 1. So he's your only big body grade 1. So especially like when you go Nightrose attack turn, I think the 2 rear swings before Nightrose calls 2 things, you probably want them to be boosted by this guy. And he's also like, if you randomly like mill a lot of stuff early, it's very good. And top 5 search is pretty good because Obadiah is the same. Obadiah is also like flip face up G unit, look top 5, ditch 1, and then choose card from drop call. And if it's a hollow card, gets 5k.
Didn't we get a Maple Girl that was like dual nation that this deck can play?
Like a Maple that revives itself?
Yeah.
No, we got a dual nation card that revives a grade 2 or greater for a CB.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sad. I was thinking of like this Maple that's Keter and Stoikea at the same time, but
no, that's the one I'm mentioning. Ah. We have OG Maple. Yeah, she's Keter and Stoikea.
Oh yeah, so
like actual Maple.
Yeah, so why are we not running that?
You want to run me? Okay, I guess she is Stoikea, huh?
Because your shit gets hollowed and your field is empty and you just get a free first beater every turn. Because, like, this thing will still get bigger with the crest.
Hmm.
or chat is saying usurp. Yeah, that thing as well. I'm thinking too much of like grade 2 gaming and stuff, but I don't know if it'll be relevant.
I don't like usurp. Like, I prefer Maple because at least she's a defensive body as well.
They both come back when you stride, right?
Yeah.
Because I know one of the cards doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She does.
Yeah, I would play a Maple probably.
How many Maples are you thinking though? One.
If we draw it, we feel great. If we don't...
I mean, you might hit it off the top 5. Like, you technically have, you know... You have Philander and Ghosty. You probably only go into the Ghosty stride once per game, though. Like, you just go first stride and that's it, and then just, like, loop the Nightrose Stride forever.
It's also like this Maple, you don't need it until turn 4. So that's, like, also a reason why 1 is probably fine. Wait, is Maple only on right? That's someone in chat saying. I remember one of the revivers only working on the right, but I don't
Your grade 3
remember.
Vanguard is placed during the right phase.
Oh yeah, but stride is during the right phase.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, it's fine.
But do you really need the Maple? It's like if you, like, you're optimally calling to...
From what?
You're calling something from Nightrose, and then it's like, on the Obadiah turn, you probably try to find an attacker from that, or you use Lazy.
So you're telling me you're gonna have CB1 from Nightrose, and then CB1 from the Lazy that she calls, and then CB1 from your Nightrose attack, and only then you get a CC from the Lazy dying. So you need 3 CB at any time open? I highly doubt it. I think there's going to be plenty of game states where you get a free Maple, you're super stoked, you call a trigger from hand, and you go swing, swing, and that trigger is, you know, a billion now because of the crest, and then your Nightrose attacks with your final little CB, calls Marauding plus something big, and then you win. I don't think you will always have 3 open CB, and I also don't think you will always have 2 cards to call from hand.
That's true. When you also, like, now thinking about the fact that, like, how somewhat filtery you can be with this deck, it makes me feel like you could be a bit more greedy with ratios. Like, I think the grade 1s, you do want to max out because you want to see them early, and Lazy is very good, and the Shade is also very good, but, like, and Largov I can see now cutting down to 3. Storm at 1 feels fine, Maple at 1 feels fine.
Yeah. What is the Ruin Shade? What's that again?
Oh, that's a replacement for the new Shade.
Oh, where's your... your right deck is separate, right?
Yeah, like, so I don't, like, I can't make a deck log with it because either I cannot put premium cards as, like, you know, placeholders.
Oh yeah, I get it.
So just pretend the right deck is already locked in.
Alright, there's one important thing we have to do. We have to remove this heal trigger.
Oh no.
And put in the Banshee heal.
Is there a
It's
Banshee
very important.
heal?
Yes, the very first one ever.
Oh, that one,
it was like Zorga art. It was so cool. It was made for Grand Blue. I don't think she's called Banshee though.
Ah.
Or is she?
Maybe not. What's her name, chat?
I don't know.
The World Original heal? True. Pixie. Is it Pixie?
Is it?
Yeah, true.
Is it?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that thing looks insane. The SP. Fine. If you wanna.
I don't have the SP. You wanna send me an SP, bro?
I don't have
package
her
plus
anymore,
Bella
I
is
think,
insane.
either.
Do you know what the
She's
hostage
so
package is?
The hostage package? I don't know. If it's an overdress card, I'll have to look it up.
Okay, so there's this grade 2 that says when you call it, you search your deck for this very specific set order and set it immediately. And the set order says, when your unit is attacked once per turn, you can choose a rear guard, move it to Guardian Circle, and then it's retired. When it would be retired from Guardian Circle, it gets bound instead. So what this means is that you could, like, call PG and then, like, you know, use this effect, you know, to intercept with the PG from back row. And then you can use Bell to, like, send all the stuff in the bind zone after that to the drop.
But you don't have endless revives in this deck. Like you... Huh?
But you have a fair bit of revives.
I'm not that stoked on this. Maybe I'm wrong, of course, but, like, the fact that we have to play 4 cards that kinda suck, and then to get one really good order, to then awkwardly get a
You
free
don't have to
PG
play 4.
sometimes, and you have to... I mean, how are you reliably getting to your order then? You're just gonna pray that you get into it?
So this can be called from anywhere to do the search, so it doesn't have to be from hand. So that's why, like, if you mill it off of anything, you can just, like, just call it out. And it's like you won't need the PG effect until like later in the game anyway, so you don't have to worry about it too much. So you could play like a 2-2 line. Most of the decks that play this, so there's quite a few decks that play this package because there's random cards that have good when placed on Guardian Circle effects that they put that card in the back row so it can't be attacked into, specifically in metas without much removal, and then they usually just like intercept with that thing. So it's like kind of an option, I guess. You have Nightrose GB2, yeah. Yeah, any main phase removal will screw this order over, so that is true. I guess as long as Shoujo is in the meta, that's pretty shit. But maybe for a future meta, it's something to consider.
It feels a lot like a deck I would run like 4 years ago and feel like a genius, and then upon further testing eventually cut it and go like, damn, maybe I wasn't a genius.
Damn it, it's Great Nature 2018 all over again.
Oh, don't remind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this you know, maybe this is a hot take. I don't know how good that Trident thing is.
How good what is?
I mean, the Grade 1 Musketeer wannabe.
Philander.
Like the check top 5 to put something in drop. Like, I mean, maybe this deck truly doesn't have the mill to get there, but I don't know if I want to call that early to build my drop. That's like such a minus.
Filtering in Standard is really good though.
What from Standard?
Filtering in Standard is very good. Like deck thinning.
But one card, really?
The thing is, it's like you're often like, I like it as an early piece, especially if you're like aiming to win on turn 4 with this deck. Being able to push early feels quite good.
I mean, I'm all for pressuring early, but then I would like really look at any card that cannot be called by turn 2. I would, because like that was my thing with my first Shiranui builds that I was trying for Springfest. I was like, I'm not gonna play any grade 3s. I'm gonna like call my whole hand onto the board turn 2, and I'll win every grade 2 game.
Right. The thing is, this is an 18k that doesn't care about what grade your Vanguard is.
It'll eventually be an 18k, right?
Yeah, but 10 isn't that hard to get for this deck, I think.
For this deck, how? There's no milling. This deck is 1 mill, or am I missing something? What else in this deck is milling?
I swear there was something. What am I thinking?
He ain't thinking with a standard brain.
He do be a premium main. You do be onto something right here.
ain't thinking with a standard brain. I'm just not gonna say anything because if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Uh-oh. But the ride line mills when you ride over it.
How much?
It's like, look at top 7, choose normal units. 1 goes to hand, 1 goes to drop, so it's not even like a big miller. Wild intelligence. I don't know about that. Just hit face, the true standard. But man, I don't know. You say Philanders are necessary, meanwhile Miltai just tweeted, buy your Philanders before they become $60.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not needed, I just like... I'm not super stoked about check top 5 mil 1. But I understand 18 is good, I just don't know how quickly we get there.
Yeah. Thing is, they also printed the same effect but on a ghosty. So this one, but it's weaker. So this one's when placed from hand, they're both when placed from hand. If you have Nightrose Crest, look at top 5 mil 1. And then continues during your turn if he's in hollow state, he gets plus 5k. So it's actually like worse. Technically, because he has to be in hollow.
Yeah, this is worse in every way. I would play Philander every time personally.
Yeah. Don't like the fact that Ghosty forces you to hollow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, it's cute that you can call it from Obadiah, but then it doesn't do anything. So I the way I see it, your back row is gonna stay alive the whole game, and it's the 2 fronts that are continuously gonna be hollowed. You know, and coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Alex says you guys focus too much on the grade 2 game. I think I do agree. You're not going to be like... I guess you will... There are some decks in the current meta that can grade 2 game you as well. Like... And True. Your bone is never staying. Your bone is your grade 1. You're reviving always to draw cards, and that needs to revive. That needs to
yeah. That's constantly dying. Yeah. That's true. I forgot about it.
Think about what you want a grade 2 game, not Harry or Other Roses. Yeah.
What you want a grade 2 game, not Harry or Other Roses. You think the format is going to be anything but those two?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Shoujo Doji is very good. You haven't played against it, have you?
Of course not. But did you see Nightrose?
Many people were looking at the reveals and going, that doesn't beat Shoujo Doji.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to show it when I hoist that World Champion trophy.
Whoa, Chad. My idol.
if I attend the BCS.
Whoa. Gonna hoist that Pokemon, the Pikachu trophy.
Solemn Nui is untouched. I mean, I do not see how Nui is better than this. Like, if Nui is actually at full power and people are like, oh, this is best deck, I'll just Angel Ladder, you know?
Yeah.
And wait, this Philander can search for Angel Ladder, right? Like, it can check top 5 for it because it doesn't say unit.
You can mill anything, yes.
Yeah, and then you enlarge Golf it back, and then I feel super stoked.
Whoa, true! Damn, you do be spitting though.
Oh yeah, and like Sage says, NPicks.
Yeah, we can play NPicks.
Yeah, and you can keep your stuff empty beyond that, you know? Because, yeah, literally, you just go... It's the way I was beating Shiranui in Premium as well, because whatever they revive, you can choose the circle, right? Or am I misremembering?
Yeah.
Like, if they revive, so you can just put it in front of NPicks and their whole deck falls apart.
True.
Yeah, so you go like 1 NPicks on board, leave the rest empty, your front row will kill itself, so that's fine, and then whatever they revive when they get their own stride, you put it in front of NPicks, and then the whole deck falls apart. So like, Nui being full power doesn't matter at all. I can give Nui 2 turns every turn, and I will still win. So that's fine. That's hyperbole, of course, because they can just go Dragon Empire OT on... Wait, no, did they ban that now?
Dragon Empire OT is banned in Shiranui, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they can't do that anymore.
So now they can have 2 turns.
No.
But yeah, I don't know how good the other Shoujo Doji thingy is gonna be.
Yeah, so Doji, basically it's like, it has a... It's like, its battle mechanics are basically time leap. So it's like, it's constantly sending stuff to bind, calling from bind, and then like looping those attackers all the time while generating resources. So it has like infinite Persona Ride loop, where like it has a grade 1 that basically sends itself and the thing in front of it to soul to take what was it, grade 2 or greater stealth card from your drop to hand. So it's usually going to be Persona Ride. And then that procs this grade 2 that basically says when it sees 2 or more cards go to the soul at the same time while it's in bind zone, you CB1 call itself out. This deck has CC, so it's like the CB1 doesn't really matter. And Shoujo himself has like a main phase effect that basically Energy Blasts puts 3 cards from Soul into bind, so like sets up the things you're going to call out, and then it chooses 2 of your opponent's rearguard circles, not rearguards, but circles, and also your opponent chooses a card from hand, and they get bound, and then you have effects that send those bound cards either to bot deck or to drop. So there is a risk that like the stuff that stays in your back row will get removed, technically, like most likely to bot deck. Yeah, Shoujo beats NPicks because it doesn't target unit, it targets circle.
But that's fine. I never talked about NPicks for Shoujo. I talked about
NPicks
for
yeah. I think Sage is just bringing that up as like just to know the interaction.
Also, Sage saying you were only grade 2 gaming if you were a stride deck playing for Stride Mirror. That's fine. That's the point though. I think like if Rose is best deck, let's say, then obviously you're gonna play. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna play grade 2 games. That's something to test out. But with Nui, for example, if I were playing against a stride deck, and I wanted to build so that I could grade 2 game, because if you ride up, like if they ride up, really your only loss condition is them going ladder. I don't think with Nui I was ever losing like a game otherwise if they rode up. Like them going ride up, leaving their field empty, then you do a bad stride, let's say, and then they do ladder afterwards, you lost. But beyond that, I felt like I wasn't that afraid.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, does this grade 2 game well? Probably. I think Elenia into bone is cracked.
So you still want to play Elenia instead of Alvina?
No, I want. No, Alvina is better, but I thought we could play even more of them.
Oh.
You know, like I want that bone to hit my board every turn.
Right.
And draw cards. It's like dog. It's literally just dog, but with less restrictions, I think.
Here, let me get your little face up in here so it shows up when you speak.
Wow. Cool.
He's moving. I can make this.
What else? I mean, I'd play Bang Dream crits. No, not Bang Dream. What's the other thing? Like the little band thing, like the bear.
Oh, the Stoikea bear crit.
No. There's like it's like a band.
Oh yeah, that
thing.
is the Bang Dream. Yes, that is.
Yeah, Michelle. That's the thing. I mean, otherwise for nothing.
We gotta play Michelle Obama in this list.
Yes, Michelle is. Oh, there we go. Like that's the
you're
most.
You're not a real freaking Nightrose main if you don't have Michelle crit.
No, the best thing about Standard is that I get to play my Michelles. That's like, oh, look at this deck. This is art right now.
True. You need to use like 2 revivers in a turn to really abuse Negrabon. True. Yeah. But what do you cut? Like, what would you cut then for to play the grade 2 revive lady? Oh. The one you were just talking about.
I don't know yet. Again, like this is all 0 testing, so
yeah, of course. I mean, the set comes out next week.
Won't be my problem yet.
Yeah, it's not your problem until January.
How many? Elenia is a bad lazy that works earlier. Yeah, exactly. You can go to 3 lazy. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that.
If you don't see a lazy for the CC, you're pretty sad. Was Mushroom ever in consideration? Mushroom is a grade 1 that goes to Soul to make 2 plant tokens. Early board and Soul. What do you need Soul for? Enlargolf, I guess? That's like the only thing I can imagine.
I mean, the strongest argument for Mushrooms is that it gives you the 2 retires for Nightrose for free sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. But, yeah, I guess that's...
But I think Maple kind of does that pretty well already, like being a free retire.
Yeah.
What does Knife say? Lechuga?
Oh, Lechuga is the community name. It's what's the Hakusui? I think is the name. It's a cabbage, and cabbage in Spanish is lechuga. But
yeah, I read that thing.
It's pretty. It's like it's kind of cool. Gives like cool scaling. Everything called by an effect gets 5k this turn.
I don't think you have the CB though.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like I also feel like if you're using lazy and Nightrose Stride skill, it's like, well,
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No, it's lettuce. Sorry, it's not cabbage. My bad.
You have the math in your mind, so cabbage is it. Yeah, I don't think we have CB for this. I think very often you're gonna have to rose into lazy, into Nightrose effect in order to wait. Is Obadiah free?
Yes, it is.
I don't remember.
It is free.
Okay, that's at least fine in the worst case. There's no other good CC, right?
Like this is the one I showed you. The one you used to play in Gridora. Don't you need to play Hostage Nightrose in Standard? No, not really.
Hostage Nightrose? What? Oh,
that's the set order.
The order thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Wait, someone said in chat earlier, cooking Nightrose while waiting for Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list while practicing VGC. I don't care about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, quite frankly, at this point.
That's it. The divorce has already happened. He filed the papers.
Irredeemable.
No matter what you ban, you cannot unban my love.
They're not bringing back Kid Kalos and banning Shifter at the same time, so I don't want to hear about it.
What if?
No, that's not happening. Oh, what else? I feel like I look at this list you have right now and I'm like, this is not ready, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't think it's ready either, but it's also like 0 games. It's like, I guess for a first like 0.1 draft, it's like fine.
0 games, that's how I do my best work.
How much of the Tommy do we really want?
Like see, I was looking at that card as well. Tommy and Nightstorm, I'm very iffy on. Yeah. I think the 1 Nightstorm is correct because you do want to have 1 Nightstorm plus
just for the name.
the name.
Or because the Nightrose Stride has to call 2 different names as attackers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why, yeah. Wait, the Trident, grade 1 only gains power in the back row, right?
Price Trident? Or do you mean what?
Of Philander,
no,
whatever.
he's also in anywhere.
Oh, but the Nightrose Stride says grade 2 or higher, I guess.
Yeah, so you can't call him.
So Nightstorm gaining the 10 might actually come up.
Price Trident only CC after the 5th battle. Yeah.
Oh, someone bring up Hendrina. That's so based.
Hendrina.
Yeah, I played that in the Springfest online format. I considered it. It mills 3 when placed. Everything else is
if you want like turbo to 10 drop, I guess, yeah.
I mean, it's not about turbo, it's about like... I mean, yeah, it is about... I guess it is kind of about turbo, but it's also just about like... getting options open. Because sometimes you want combinations here, right? Like you want Rose to go into Lazy to go into Bone or something. Something along those lines, or Rose into Lazy into Marauder. But I guess you will draw one of them and then Philander just gets you the other. Maybe Philander is fine.
Yeah. I feel like it's alright.
Oh, Bilber. Yeah, I like Bilber. Maybe Bilber is a play. But wait, we don't have any way to build Soul, right? So we're always gonna have 3 Soul to work with total.
Yeah, so Soul Blasting 1 I don't like. Because
because Enlar Gulf is gonna take all that Soul by itself.
Yeah, all of it. Like, I guess if you Caliburn for the CC, you get a Soul from this, but...
Yeah, it's not... Well, I would never want to do that personally. I think the draw 2
the draw 2 is better.
Actually, maybe if you've been... Like, if you draw this close to your kill turn, maybe you... And you need, like, a 3, let's say, then this is maybe good.
Yeah. Columbard uses
actually,
Soul? For the ride-up effect? Yeah, oh yeah, for the ride-up effect. So you only have 2 Soul per game, wow.
You only have 2 Enlar Gulf? I would start arguing that maybe you don't need 3 on Enlar Gulf then.
Maybe.
I mean, it's fine to draw and then discard to Stride, but I think maybe 2 Enlar Gulf is fine.
I guess I'm just a bit worried about having the Stride cost for first Stride. I guess it's like there's a mind ditching too, but I don't really like minusing.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like having 6 grade 3s is pretty good.
Wasn't Columbard checking top 7 and then adding 1 and ditching 1? Surely you will find.
Yeah, I guess you'll find it. So I guess then you have 5 Stride Fodders. I guess if you play Tommy, you have 7.
So I think 2 Enlar Gulf, 1 Nightstorm.
It's starting to look more like Grand Blue.
Yeah, now we're cooking. But I do think CB is an issue. Like, I want Elenia, but the more I think about it...
Like, it's a blessing that this card exists because Elenia has too much CB.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Elenia is crazy. Like, Elenia into Bone, especially in grade 2 games, but I don't know how relevant that will be. But my issue is, like, your big turn, your quote-unquote optimal turn is 3 CB, of which you get 1 back, so that's 2 CB. Yeah. That doesn't feel super great.
Why not push Nightstorm to 2 and cut the grade 3 dragon? Are you insane? This is literally your answer to, like, infinite cost for the Nightrose Stride. You cannot cut this card. Yeah,
this card is insane. I mean, like, I want 1 in rotation, basically. Yeah. I don't know if 2 is enough for that. Testing will have to figure that out.
I feel like I'll probably try 3 at the first attempt. I'm not sure on the Regulus piece still. Like, I think this is... I can't really see Forbidol in Standard. I guess just to find the one of.
Honestly though, going like activate Forbidol, grab your Enlar Gulf and Nightstorm from deck instantly, that sounds really hot. And then you don't need to... Then it's basically a CC because you didn't need to use your Nitro Survive.
That's true. And then you can immediately use the Enlar Gulf too.
Yeah, Enlar Gulf then grab something back so you have Stride.
Oh, you can grab the Shade, which is your 15k shield too. Wow, Enlar Gulf keeps getting better in this deck.
You can also grab Lazy, and then Lazy gets you Bone.
That too. Yeah, okay. I think this does sound like
Forbidol, baby! Best card in the game!
This does look pretty real now. Price Trident? I think Price Trident might actually be a legit consideration.
Who?
Price Trident is like grade 1 that's like end of turn if you did 5 attacks this turn. Goes to Soul and CCs. It's like not... It's not end of turn, sorry. It's on attack of the 5th thing. So actually, you can overcall the Lazy, CC from that, and then after the 5th, on the 5th attack, this will CC again.
How is this different from that grade 2 dragon thing.
This is a grade 1. The grade 2 is the grade 2.
But doesn't Rose say like grade 2 only or something like that? So at least Rose can grab clipping and I mean...
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's true. Clipping also gives soul, right?
Yeah, it moves to soul, I'm pretty sure. I wanted to use it in Gradora because it did both.
Yeah, true, it does.
But I don't think either of them are good enough. Because I was scoping on this card super hard in Gradora, and it was super awkward to play with.
Yeah.
Honestly, now that I see Forbidol in here, I'm super mad that I'm already spilling all the goo.
Well...
Because this looks way better. Except for
like,
I still don't know if 3 and Larguild is correct.
I mean... The one thing is that for you guys, the set order, the release order is going to be different. So we get Nightrose before set 5, you guys get set 5 and then Nightrose. So if we get any like insane Stoichia generics, then the deck just completely changes for English.
I think it'll be fine. If there's anything I've learned about the past few sets, it's that every single card will say, if your Vanguard is Humpty Dumpty, then do something. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like they had, the last 2 sets have had very little generic stuff. Well, I guess for Dark State set 3 had some very good ones, and Festival had a lot of really good generics. But then the last
Festival always has generics though, right?
Yeah, these last couple of years, yeah. But yeah, so I'm not like, it's just that they printed so few generics in set 4 that it like actually affected sales.
And Larguild can grab anything but grade 1, right?
It's grade 2 or greater.
Grade 2 or greater? Oh, right.
So
right,
no
right,
grade
right.
0.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I was thinking of heals, but it's like heal guardians are 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of... Then you kind of really want good options. But we do, right? Marauding, Nightstorm, Nightrose.
There is a...
Lazy.
Augustine mentioned... What's the name of that grade 3 from Festival? I forget the name. I have to find this set. Can you even search by set on English?
Anti-stride deck cards?
Yeah, they've been printing commons that are like, if your opponent has a G-Zone, do something. So it's like actually kind of interesting for premium too. Florence, what does our do? Thank you, Power, thank you, Shield. If anybody check the trigger this turn, when she attacks, mill top 2, soul charge 1 gets 5k. If all the cards milled are not normal units, get 15k instead. And then remove OT from drop, choose a card from drop and add it to hand. Provide soul and mill, so maybe it's a one of.
My issue is that I want to see this on turn like 3 and then never again.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Because the
like
if you do them, I guess you can just choose not to do them. Then just yeah, it's like at most a one of. So then you just like pray to draw into your Forbidol, I guess. Wait, can this set orders? Or does it have to be unit cards? Oh, it's normal units only. Okay, the Columbard. You have a way... Oh yeah, because you can get back orders. So if Philander mills your Forbidol, you can then get it back with Larguild and then just like...
Yeah, you can.
You could then...
It's like a laser play in premium.
Advocating for the bug guy? Oh, the recent one? There is a kind of interesting removal guy that came out. This guy. So don't care about the first skill, that's for like a specific deck. But the second skill is, when your Vanguard is attacked by your opponent's rear, you retire it, choose an opponent's rear guard, and decrease its power by its original power. But it's only by original power, so like, it's pretty shit actually when you think about it. It's like, if they have like crest buff, or like if you're playing against Wellstra and they have like minus 20k in your Vanguard, it's like, well, it's like the minus 13 on that doesn't really make a difference. And this has to be in the front row, which also kind of sucks. So, you can proc it twice? What?
Someone in chat.
Oh, because this procs Nightrose's GB2. Oh.
Oh, that's cute.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
I don't know if it's worth a slot. Someone's asking, how good will the crests for Rose in Premium be, since by playing the crest you throw away your Gradora matchup? You throw away your Gradora matchup? Oh, because it's hard to rewrite.
You know what the crest does?
Yeah, the second skill will not trigger very often, and the first one is just the same as everyone, like the plus 5k.
Yeah,
I think the plus 5k actually makes your Gradora matchup super free. It's just finding rewrite targets.
Oh, like that's what you mean. Like, since you can't write it and anything but Nightrose, it makes it tough.
Yeah, because they rest your Vanguard, you're stuck there, and then you cry. But if you do have rewrites, the fact that now the longer they stall you, the closer they get to death is insane. the fact that I can call a trigger and go like, all right, you got 40k shield because they, you know, they go through their entire G zone is cracked.
That's true.
It's just getting the rewrites that I don't know about. I don't know. I'll look at that in March.
Hey, Europe has a BCS every month, man.
I mean, after Nightrose set, you have Cardiff.
You have like 3 BCSs, I think. There's like 2 in March, 1 in Feb.
Yeah, and that's Cardiff. Feb is in Cardiff, but the thing is, that is like 1 week away from EUIC.
Yeah.
So, if I have to choose, no offense. But yeah, then there's in March, there's 2 BCSs that are options, maybe.
Yeah, I guess we can play Rose for those. That's pretty good.
Yes. Both days Rose.
Yeah.
Even if it's suboptimal, let's go.
Whoa. Become the #1 Rose Andy.
I don't know if I can be #1 Rose Andy. With how little I've been reading Vanguard cards, I think April might be winning there.
Yeah, I do feel like the game plan of this deck is very much going to be just like push early, first stride plus Philander, deck thin, and then your Nightrose strides. Like you aim for turn 4 kill, and if you don't, then turn 5 is going to be extra lethal. Like you're doing 5 attacks. Like first Nightrose stride is 5 attacks. Crest is only plus 10, but you should be at 15 drop by then. So you're effectively swinging with like pretty massive rears on all 4 of their swings, and your Vanguard is going to be, I mean, I guess Nightrose herself doesn't gain power, so she's going to be just 38. But that's still pretty good.
Philander shuffles the deck, right? Or does
it does, yes.
Oh, that's pretty important, because the crest keeps on putting on bottom, right? So like,
yeah, wait, that's very important. Wait, yeah, you're right. That's very, very important. Completely forgot. Yeah, so you're actually gonna be very compressed.
I'm not super sure that those couple cards from Philander are that big of a difference.
I think in late game they probably will be more of a difference, but I still quite like it. Like I think once you're like down to like 7 cards in deck, and you can just look at 5 and just compress down to like, you know, 5 or 6 triggers remaining, it's pretty nice. Helps set out a game plan without blind milling. Yeah, I think not needing to blind mill is what's nice. Do we care about the stack for Nightrose? But your stack is like everything in the bottom is triggers, so it's like the only thing going to the bottom is triggers. So that means that, like, you know, the remainder of your stack is always going to be is more likely to be non-triggers. So you'd rather shuffle the triggers back up, I think.
Yes, and also you don't get the GB2 Nightrose like that often, so the chance that you're gonna have a stack of 4 is super minimal, I think. Because Colombard doesn't stack bottom, right? Or does it?
Colombard is shuffle.
Yeah, so no. So like, what are the odds that you're gonna have done GB2 4 times in a row? There's no way.
That's true. What are you reviving from GB2 usually?
GB2? It cannot choose, right? It just revives what died.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have multiple options. I guess usually it's gonna be just bone, right? And marauding. Yeah, true. Marauding is like the best thing because it's 15k intercept.
Yeah, it's probably the 15k interceptor more so, I think.
Yeah.
Because bone will only like, I mean, it depends on if they're like a a nation that nukes your rear guards, right? But otherwise, it's marauding.
Yeah, Lamao Shoujo Doji. Yeah, Doji will just get rid of it, but it is what it is in that sense.
Deck looks cool though. I'm stoked. I'm glad it doesn't end up being bad.
Yeah, same. Yo, what's up, Flogel Brave? Nah, that's a cool name. Thank you for the prime.
Oh, Sage brought something up. There's no point to reviving bone in end phase. That's true because it won't be hollowed.
Ah, wait, you're right. Yeah, you never revive bone. You're so right.
Yeah, so it's just marauding, I guess.
Are you still? We didn't really end up talking about the 2 Tommies.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's okay. Like, at the end of the day, it's also like a discard that, you know, deck thins and sets up more drop.
Guy saying, why is it not bad though? I hear people saying it's mid. I hope they keep saying that. Please, God. It is so bad. This Nightrose, don't play it. It's bad. just play Shoujo MIDI.
Whoa, MIDI greater than
there
you.
We go. Go to solemntones.com to get yourself some MIDI instruments, baby.
Yo, what's up, Zax? Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list in 2033. Saying hello, Solemn.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list? I don't know what that is.
That's right. All he knows is Archaludon.
Yeah, Archaludon, Incineroar, baby. Let's go.
He's saying words.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, look, there's no Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list that can fix this game. Because there's no way they'll hit Shifter. Because they need mid players to win sometimes.
Whoa.
And then there's no way they will pre-ban Fuaros. So like, there's just no way. It's over.
Oh, Fuaros is the new Maxi.
Yeah, Fuaros is the new Maxi, which is coming out in Rage of the Abyss in October, and it's the only good card in that set, seemingly. I mean, not really, but you know, like it's not a great set, basically. You know, we're used to BS sets. This set doesn't look too good, and then you have this random Maxi that's gonna
blow up the format.
Make the set great. So they're not gonna nuke it, obviously, but
because
it is gonna turn
selling
into
the set.
GG. Yeah, I mean, it's not the only, but you know, so they're not gonna nuke it, and it has to be nuked. We're literally gonna be playing Master Duel, but in real life. I don't want to do that.
Damn. Is this like as bad as Premium was before the nuclear ban list?
Premium is never bad. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? Dude, you love Valkyria and freaking like swinging up your ass 12 times.
Big 6 format, oh my god, that shit sucked.
Yeah.
But no, like, people haven't woken up yet. People are calling this format shit, and that's true. Current video is ass.
That sounds so... Like, put that in quotation mark.
What?
No, like the way you said that people haven't woken up yet.
Yeah, I mean, it'll... Yu-Gi-Oh! Is ruined because of woke. Basically, this ban list is hopefully fixing this format. I don't think it can, but you know, people will celebrate because Joshua Schmidt will say the ban list is great no matter what's on there. And then everyone will be stoked, and then October comes around, that new fucking thing drops, and then it's GG. So nah, I'm good.
Yeah, play one whole event. Whoa, just when Europe got events, you left.
I didn't want events anyway.
Damn, all he wanted is a fun game.
I mean, the worst part is that like the last event where you wouldn't have Fuaros is the exact same date as the Pokemon Dortmund. So
GG's, yeah.
Yeah, GG, goodbye.
Is Noman going to Dortmund?
No, it was too much money.
Yeah. I mean,
like
are you actually gonna try to hit the American regionals that much?
I've already registered for Kentucky.
Whoa! Does Noman live close to Kentucky?
Well, in America, everything is allegedly closed, right? Like, he told me, oh yeah, Kentucky, I can drive there. I'm like, oh yeah, pretty short 6-hour drive. I'm like, bro.
I mean, 6 hours isn't that bad. Like, sometimes Americans go like, I can drive there for 10 hours. Or like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
But yeah. So I've registered for Dortmund, Lille, Kentucky. The only issue is that I would also have to go to Sao Paulo if I want to take this seriously. Because...
Yeah.
And I know I'm not too stoked on that food-wise.
True, huh? Well...
6 is light work. Typical Americans in chat.
I mean, to be fair, we also drive in Europe a fair bit when you want to go somewhere.
Do we?
Well, my family does. My mom, like, drives from Lithuania to Luxembourg and back to, like, check up on my grandma, like, every month.
That's true love. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Just win Dortmund. Oh yeah, me struggling at like 1.3k showdown rating. We'll just win Dortmund.
Okay, crit GG. You know, you know what, you know where you come from.
I mean, I've been playing 12 crit Grand Blue for a reason. You know?
Oh shit.
Nah, Pokemon is not very RNG. That is like...
No, I know. I played X and Y competitively, so I also... But X and Y had fucking plague Pokemon in there. There was this thing called Mega Kangaskhan that just like slapped your whole family and killed you.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to really play in that era, but there were a lot of cool looking ones, like Mega Gengar in Shiny.
Yeah,
ones.
Mega Gengar was good in Omega Ruby, I think, like ORS format.
Nice.
Yeah, Pokemon's very skill based.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
That's the synonym for skill based.
It's good, right? You know, like whenever you lose, you're like, oh, I could have done this different and this different and this different.
Yeah.
But when you go like 0-7, you cannot blame anything.
yeah. Like maybe once you missed a Draco Meteor and you lost because of that, but it's like, you know.
Oh yeah. I literally tweeted about Draco Meteor because of that. I replaced it for Dragon Pulse. It's over.
Damn, it's gone already. He didn't believe hard enough.
Yeah.
Much like Saki the OT, is just hit the Draco Meteor.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the memes, but in Pokemon World since seniors, the finals was decided by a missing.
Yeah. I restreamed that finals actually.
Oh, sick! All right, so people were like, "That was a $30,000."
Yeah. $30,000 Draco Meteor miss. Pretty sad.
If Miami Rhydon missed that, he would never get a sandwich again.
True.
But yeah, beyond that, it's very skill-based. It's very very interesting to try and get good at.
Yeah, it's nice that you have so many events. For some reason in Japan, only TCG has like in-person events outside of nationals. Like for VGC, they're like all online until nationals.
Oh, that's too bad.
Because it's run by TPC, not by TPCI.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I would have liked to go to some maybe like a VGC locals or something, but I guess it doesn't exist.
Probably doesn't. I haven't heard. Like, there's VGC's been growing here, but like the biggest content creators for Pokemon are all like single battle content creators. It's like, I don't know if you remember when like Shofu was the biggest Pokemon YouTuber.
I see. It's like Smogon type
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. It's like, except it's like they only use the official, like they don't use Showdown and stuff. They just like use the official like ladder and stuff. And there's a lot of prestige behind like getting first place at the end of a season ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you've gotten like first place in the VGC ladder, then it's like that you put that on your like CV. It's like, this is like, I think there was somebody that like got hired for like playtesting of like some big game just because they like they were really good at like singles or something like that. It's like, yeah, you're the same as like a Valorant pro.
I mean, yeah, I'm stoked though to try and get better. I don't know if I can get good enough by Dorp. That's
You're getting a coach?
I mean, sure, but they can't download their brain into mine, right? Like,
well, no, but maybe they can see like where you're, like where the biggest gaps are.
Everywhere.
But, well, they can fill up some of them. How many months do you have until Dortmund? 1?
Yes.
I guess that's an okay amount of time.
Exactly 1.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know if you like. It's very hard to grasp how high the floor is before you can do anything.
No, I remember. It's very like, it's especially because I think Pokemon's the hardest. Like VGC is the hardest in like in terms of having to like gauge the skill level of your opponent too, because that changes so much of what you can and can't get away with, right?
Yes, I actually got cooked by that. I might have told you about this.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so I'm at EUIC playing against someone, right? And I'm just doing friendly banter, and before the games he goes like, yeah, back at home he was like American, so I thought, okay, he travels a lot, he must be good. He goes like, yeah, back at home I top constantly. And I'm like, okay, I gotta remember that. Maybe he's like good at the game, whatever. And so game 1, I notice he never seems to do any type of reads, anything. So I write it down.
Mashes.
I'm like, he doesn't seem to read, but he comes from America, so like flying that far, he must be somewhat serious. And he says he tops all the time. All right, and in game 2. Game 1, so I win because he never reads. I'm like, what the hell? So I think maybe game 2 he'll catch me off guard. So game 2, again he doesn't read. I'm like, I don't understand. He doesn't anything. I'm so confused. So game 3, I'm like, all right, he's trying to throw me off. This time he will read. So I make a 50-50, extremely important call. I'm like, he's messing with me. He tops constantly. He hasn't read game 1 or 2 yet. This is the moment. He doesn't read again. And so I try to do, I lose because of it.
Oh
right?
My God, you threw.
And then after the game, I start asking more. He goes like, yeah, I top locals all the time. I'm like, bro,
oh,
fucking kill me. This guy was just, I'm not gonna say mean words, but this guy was not very good. And I from game 1 saw him never reading, but I thought he was Omega braining me, and he just wasn't.
Damn, he was Omega braining you, but you Omega brain yourself halfway through. Dude, that's hilarious.
Yes, but so like you said, yes, gauging if your opponent is good and how good they are and which reads they will make because of that is like so big.
Yeah, that does sound pretty big.
I'm gonna start telling people I top all the time. Maybe it'll work.
Yeah, honestly.
And then at the end I'll say, yeah, I'm Vanguard.
Wait, that's actually pretty real. That's actually pretty real. You should do that.
Alright, I'm gonna let you stream more now. I gotta
Sounds
work
good.
at some
Yeah,
point
I've had
today.
you here for over an hour actually. Thank you for your time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I hate,
All
like,
right,
you joined, I was like, wait, I'll hit the record button. Maybe I can turn this into content.
Oh, damn. Abused again.
What do you mean? Also, wish him a happy, one day late happy birthday.
Yes.
It is,
Thank you.
we're now once again the same age.
Damn. Ancient.
Ancient.
I hate that so much, man. There's like... You know how when you're 16, you're like 30, that's so old. By then I need to have achieved this and this and this, and then you're
And now
almost
it's like we're
30,
2 years
just
away,
like,
baby.
This is awful.
I haven't really pressured
What?
myself too much about turning 30. I'm like, oh, it's whatever. I'm just kind of like, if I'm having a good time, it doesn't really matter what age I am, I guess.
You're sitting on a throne of lies.
What? Damn. I'm just a
Alright,
little
good
Timmy
luck.
having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to have fun with Pokemon, I guess, but
That's right.
if I don't have tops in Pokemon by 30, I'm gonna have...
If I
Have a
haven't
real
surpassed Wolfie
conversation.
by in the next 2 years, that's over. Pack it up.
Yeah, I mean, what does he have except for like 15 years of experience, you know? He's also so handsome, it's so unfair.
It's okay. You're handsome too. You can do this. Don't give up.
Alright. Thanks, see ya.
All right, take care, boss. Thanks for coming on. Nice. That was fun.